In games 1 and 2, the Knicks did an excellent job in limiting Wemby from getting to the rim. They shrunk the paint on all his rolls, pushed him further out towards the perimeter on his post-ups, and forced him into tough shots with the strength of Mitchell Robinson and Cat. One adjustment during those games I wish the Spurs explored more was having Wemby operate more off ball, and him individually being able to move around. His greatest value is his rim gravity whenever he is near there, so getting him opportunities to get there is vital, and they need to force guys like Mitchell Robinson and Cat to work off screens and force a switch. The Spurs also made a heavy emphasis in Game 3 to push the pace in transition, something that has been their biggest strength in these playoffs but was taken away in Games 1 and 2. And you remember that one viral play from Game 2 where the Knicks were moving the ball with heavy driving kicks. That was one of the best plays from that game. And I got flashbacks, honestly, from Game 3. There was a similar play in the fourth quarter where there was limited driving kicks, but the ball was moving. Everyone touched the ball, but the defense was executed very well with the Spurs rotations. This was Karl-Anthony Towns' first lackluster game of the series. The Spurs made an emphasis to take away his threes and deny post entry feeds to him, as they really doubled down on having smaller players on him, but also there wasn't much emphasis for the Knicks to really get him going attacking mismatches this game, and I felt like they could have really hammered home on that. The value of pushing the ball in transition for the Spurs is that you attack a defense that isn't settled. So Wemby can get the ball here, get an inverted screen going with Keldon Johnson, and now this forces Shamet to step up with the threat of Wemby's shot, and Wemby makes a really good read to Johnson on the roll. This is something I really wanted the Spurs to explore more often with Wemby, is just having him going on inverted screens. One of the things that popped more with the Wemby rolls was the timing of it and how the Spurs executed different ways to get into it. They run a high screen, and off the screen Wemby screens and seals OG, and on the roll Wemby is able to get behind Cat, putting him in no man's land, and sometimes you just gotta throw it up there and hope for the best. Off the screen, Wemby secures the switch with Bridges on him, and he delays his roll. And this is smart because it's all in trying to see what OG Anunoby does. Does he engage Fox? Does he engage Wemby? Fox engages OG more, and it looks like as if he is pulling up for a jumper. I really like how he blends how his jump shot looks and this pass. And now this takes OG out of position to help as he looks to go and contest Fox, and the Wemby lob is just now available, and this is just an absolutely great play from the Spurs. The Spurs explored running Spain pick and roll. Wemby screens for Castle going left, Vassell back screens Cat, and Vassell seals Cat to force a switch with OG now on Wemby. And though OG has the strength, Wemby does have the size advantage to where he can draw a foul here. The Spurs also explore a lot of these horn screens or 45 screens, and it gives the Spurs guards a chance to get downhill going either direction. Castle gets deep penetration off the driving kick. Fox attacks the closeout, and because of Castle engaging Cat, no one puts a body on Wemby, even though they do effectively collapse the paint. So as Fox gets inside off the closeout, Cat leans in. Wemby has that seal on him, which gives up his position, and Fox is able to just lob it up to him. Stephon Castle was a driving force in this game, and off the horn screen, he made an emphasis to attack the foot speed of Cat. That was the whole thing that the Spurs really wanted to hammer in this game, was just attacking that lack of foot speed that Cat has at times. And the Spurs really want to get to the rim as much as possible. You've seen a lot of those early transition kickouts where they just continuously just drove the ball. 41% of their shots were at the rim. And one of my favorite ongoing things with Stephon Castle is that he just has these moments where he just throws a pass, and it's some of the best effort. Wemby is up there somewhere type of passes that you'll ever see. And I kind of still scratch my head on why Cat on this play is hedging this far out on the screen. I think he was kind of trying to force a backcourt violation for Castle, but it's just a risky play, and they kind of need him in that back line with Wemby there. I talk again on just the value of Wemby being an off-ball guy because he is one of the best lob targets in the NBA who just catches everything clean. That title used to belong to Anthony Davis. He was one of the best at just catching bad passes. He just had these great hands. That title is now gone. Wemby owns it. He just snatched it from AD. And you could just literally throw up anything to him in space, and then even if he doesn't convert it, there's opportunities for a foul or cases where the entire Knicks collapse to him. No one boxes out Harper, and he gets the putback on the play. Wemby has ranked in the 20th percentile and shoots 34% from the field in isolation situations in the playoffs. Those isolations hasn't been the best spots for him, and oftentimes it results into him settling for jumpers or poor footwork on his shots. There is a downside to being that tall. Wemby has a solid handle for his size, but he just can't navigate traffic or get through tight spots as, say, a guy like Jalen Brunson's size. The slimmer frame takes away the bully ball potential, but there are always ways to work around it to where he can still succeed offensively without added size or the need to bully ball. The footwork, I still believe, is something that Wemby has to develop more on his game. On this possession, the Spurs start in a guard-to-guard screen, and this is clever. The Knicks hedge and always hedge actions with Brunson involved, and now with Hart recovering off this initial screen, they flow right into a Wemby screen in which Wemby ghosts the screen, seals OG, who is the low man, and gets a shot inside. And though this is a standard type of ball screen option, just playing around with the Knicks hedging and Hart having to recover off of that forces problems as that next screen happens now. The Knicks could have committed to a full switch or even just having Cat fully drop as Hart looks to get back. But I get why Cat is up on this, because you want to take away that angle from Castle to drive it, because Castle was just a driving force this game. And though Cat has a clear physical advantage on Wemby, Wemby is lighter and quicker on his feet, which is an advantage that can be used with more actions, having Wemby move more off ball. Out of this poor Cat game, one thing he did really well was deny Wemby from setting screens or getting close to the ball. Wemby really had a fight just to set screens, and I just love the physicality that Cat played with. But Wemby was able to navigate it at times. He defends Wemby close here, making contact, and to me it seems like he may have pulled his arm and Wemby was looking to come up top, so Wemby kind of plays off that momentum and cuts by him. It was a strange play, but Wemby just got a burst of speed going towards the rim, and it gave him a lob opportunity. The Spurs in Game 3 did a good job exploring different ways to incorporate Wemby off ball, and for Wemby to succeed as an off ball option consistently, the Spurs have to keep creating screening options to free him up, but also the Spurs have to continue to get the Knicks defense engaged with Castle, Fox, and Harper on these drives, and also the mid-range game. If the attention is on them, then it opens up opportunities for Wemby. That'll wrap it up for this video. If you like this video, please do give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more NBA breakdowns like these. Let me know what your thoughts were in this Game 3. It was a hectic Game 3, man. Oh my gosh, like, I wonder why everything was just so off. It just, I don't know, it just seemed crazy. Everything was just, it seemed like New York was on fire. It took hours for people to even get into the building. I don't even know what happened there. But I hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video.